Kathy Brandes was my first cousin, and so I always knew her. I did a lot of projects with Kathy in high school, like when you had to pair up with things, and she and I would do a lot of projects. And we've kept in touch over the years, not so much now because she's so ill. Her mom and my dad were brother and sister. She went to KU, to college, um, and came back to Wichita and worked for a very high-end company in Wichita. I don't recall the name of it, for several years, and then decided to move to Texas. And she also worked for a very big company in Texas for many years. She was like the secretarial, but she took care of more than just secretarial business. She was very important to the boss of that company and worked there for many years and met her husband there. And they married. They did not have any children, and we went and visited them a few times. When I was in the variety store, we would go to a wholesale show that was held in Dallas, and they went with us a couple of times when we went to that show, and that was kind of fun. She retired when she was 65. She actually went to work for a different company, um, and it was an insurance, and she kind of kept track of the books at that company and worked till she was 65 and enjoyed that. And then she came down with this disease. She has a wonderful husband who's about 5 years older than she is. Well, it's kind of a long story. In the beginning, she was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. And then they said no, it was progressive palsy, which mimics Parkinson's disease, but it is different. She had a history of falling going back about 7 years. Went to a neurologist, no known cause determined. Rules out a lot of things. Parkinson's protein was negative. Falls became much more frequent about 18 months ago with trips to the ER to get staples, stitches, etc. Starting to use a cane and then a walker last year and a wheelchair at home. Cognitive function declining also. Went to Southwest Medical School where she was diagnosed with progressive supranuclear palsy. It's a kind of Parkinson's and treated with the same drugs, so she started on those meds. She seemed very well in the summer of 22 and then has failed after that. Her blood pressure got extremely high and speech garbled, so she went to Presbyterian Plano by ambulance. MRI showed no stroke, but atrophy of brain, which goes along with the PSP, which is that long thing. In 2024, she was moved to a nursing home, and then in like the last 7 or 8 months, her husband moved her back home, and they live in a tri-level house, and he had an elevator installed so she could get up to the bedroom. And Arlene just told me this week she hasn't been able to use her legs for probably 2 years, and now one arm she cannot use either. It's a progressive disease.